What's up, Titans Tube? Welcome to our Week 2 preview of the Titans versus the Lions. Now, if you watched our preview episode last week, we had Jordan on, who was a Vikings fan. Gross.
Yeah.
We tried to do that again this week, but we really couldn't find anyone in Nashville who's a Lions fan. So we have Kona here, which is the closest thing we could get to a lion.
It's close. I mean,
It's close.
he's the cutest Lions fan I've ever seen.
So he's going to be giving us the breakdown of Detroit this week. We'll be giving you the take on the Titans this week. And we're going to find out who's going to win the game this Sunday in Detroit.
Yeah.
All right, Kona, we'll start with you. Tell us about the Lions.
What did you think about the game last week against the Colts? That was a huge win.
Yeah, last second.
Remember you had the missed extra point, and then Stafford drove him back and kicked the game-winning field goal.
Do you think Stafford is an elite QB?
These are good discussion points.
Yeah, anytime you want to chime in, just go ahead. That's a table.
Okay.
That's a table.
Well, maybe he's trying to say something with his silence. He thinks that Lions are going to lead a quiet victory.
Well, he just looked at the Titans jersey, so he likes the Titans. Oh man, we're boring him.
Man, he hates this.
He thinks this is going to be a boring game, I think. Okay,
Yeah.
Well, we'll get back to you on your thoughts. Let's just go ahead and break down the game ourselves.
We'll get back to you.
So, as you guys know, Titans lost to the Vikings Week 1, 25-16, which you can, if you want to know the breakdown of that game, check out our other episode. The Lions actually beat the Colts on the last-second field goal, 35-34, high-scoring game. I actually called it. If you don't believe me, watch this. I've actually got the Lions over the Colts, too. I think they're actually going to win on the last-second field goal. Told you, I called it. So, we're playing in Detroit this Sunday. It's their home opener. It's going to be a tough one.
Their fans in Detroit are going to be super pumped, super hyped off their big emotional win versus the Colts. And I'm glad they won. Detroit was actually my second favorite team in the NFL last week because they were playing the Colts.
Yeah, same here.
But now they become my least favorite team on Sunday. Well, it's still the Colts. But
So let's just start with the breakdown, starting with the QBs. As we pretty much all know, Matthew Stafford plays for Detroit, and that dude is a gunslinger. Yeah, they do not have Calvin Johnson to throw to this year, but apparently that did not slow down Matthew Stafford at all in Week 1. He went 31 of 39 for 340 yards, 3 touchdowns with a 128.6 QB rating. That dude was on fire. And this is the kind of stuff he's been doing his whole career, honestly. I mean, this is a throw-first team. Stafford has the skills.
defensive scheme in this game is completely flip-flopped in this game. We were honing in on stopping the run last week, which we successfully did. But this week we're going to hone in on trying to stop Stafford in some way with the cornerbacks and the safeties that we have back there.
The one thing that could hurt Stafford is he's a little bit hot and cold, I think, sometimes.
True.
He has some off games. Hopefully this is an off game. But in order to get him off, we're going to have to put some pass rush on him, some pressure on him, get to the quarterback, maybe get some hits on him early, or else I'm worried that he might just torch us through the air.
We're going to have to beat that Detroit offensive line up front.
And as far as Mariota's play in Week 1, played good early, was in control of the offense, looked comfortable out there. He missed a few open throws I thought he would make, but hit a bunch of them, enough to kind of lead the game. His big thing, though, was the turnovers that he gave up, which, honestly, one, you just can't have turnovers anyway, but we cannot turn the ball over this Sunday if we want to win, especially from Mariota.
Yeah, we can't give the ball to Matthew Stafford.
I mean, we need to control time of possession, keep Matthew Stafford off the field as much as possible. So that's on you, Mariota. Lead us down, lead us on some big drives. No turnovers, no rookie mistakes. You got this, man.
Yeah. I was going to add something, and I lost it because I got distracted by the Lions fan here. I was going to say...
I like this Lions fan. This is my favorite Lions
He's
fan.
so friendly. Are all Lions fans like this?
Yeah, I like you guys.
You guys are awesome. He looks depressed.
Yeah, because his team's going to lose on Sunday. But overall, I think just kind of quarterback comparison, I think the advantage lies with Detroit. Next up, we're going to the running backs. Detroit has never been known for a strong run game. They've kind of cycled out running backs over the past few years, but now their main one is Amir Abdullah, who I actually have on my fantasy team, who actually had a good week last week. Not really because of rushing, but more because of his dual threat rushing and receiving. And they also have Theo Riddick, their second string running back, who's also a receiving threat and kind of a short yardage guy. Amir Abdullah is explosive for sure, but I just don't think their run game is really, they're not a power run team, they're more of a finesse run team. They're not going to control the ball with the run and pound it up our throats. So I don't think we really have to worry about that. Both these running backs can still break really big plays. But our defense stopped the run really well in week 1. So maybe we can repeat that.
Hopefully we can repeat that. But last week, looking at these stats, Amir Abdullah had 63 yards. Theo Riddick had 45 yards. They both had over 5 yards per carry. So they ran effectively versus the Colts, but I think I didn't watch the entire game, but I can make a wild guess and say Matthew Stafford's passing ability opened up the running game for him. Yeah, if we can hone in and stop Adrian Peterson, we can stop these guys, but that's not the priority. Like we said, it's going to have to start with Stafford, because if we can't stop Stafford, that's just going to open up the running game for him with these guys.
Yeah, these running backs don't have to be as good as Adrian Peterson to rack up yards. And as for our running backs, Derrick Henry, DeMarco Murray.
Boom, boom, boom.
You like those guys, don't you?
Yeah, how do you like that? You ready for some thunder? I don't think he is.
Oh.
Well, thank you. You have good sportsmanship.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, not a lot of trash talk.
Anyways, back to Titans running backs.
I think we have the more skilled players at the position than Detroit, but then again, we're going to have to try to establish our run-first mentality again. I think we're going to have to give the ball to them more than we did against the Vikings. I think the Vikings' running defense was stronger than Detroit, so hopefully DeMarco Murray and or Derrick Henry will be able to get on track easier in this game. Yeah, I think we have the better runners on our team. It's just a matter of feeding them the ball and not stopping feeding them the ball and let them get into a rhythm and try to take over the game.
This will definitely be a telling game for the run game. We all know it fell apart in week 1. Week 2, it could be dangerous, because if we get down early to Stafford, where the running game's going to go out the window, and Mariota's going to be having to throw it 30, 40 plus times, which is what we do not want to see. So we need to establish it early and often. Overall, just based on offensive line and talent in the backfield, I think the advantage goes to the Titans. We have a better run game for sure. So let's show it this week, Titans. Come on, man. Let's go. Get hype.
Let's go.
Get hype. Get hype. Ho, 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 ho. Next up, we're covering the receivers and the tight ends. So everyone knows Calvin Johnson retired. Thank God we don't have to face that monster this year. The dude was a beast. But they still have Golden Tate, a very, very good receiver. They also have Anquan Bolden. The guy's a little over the hill, but he's still, capable of making those tough catches. We know who he's played for in the past and how he's just a strong receiver. A physical receiver. He might be able to push our cornerbacks around a little bit. Both their running backs are also a threat in the receiving game. In fact, Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah were both their number 2 and number 3 overall receivers from last week. So it sounds like they have a lot of threats across the board, with a few veterans in Tate and where are you looking at me? In Tate and Anquan Bolden. So this has me very worried.
Definitely need to try to lock them down. And they have that big athletic tight end in Eric Ebron. He's very capable of making plays against us. We saw how well Kyle Rudolph played against us last game.
Well, that's because we left him wide open.
Yeah, we can't leave anybody wide open. That's not a good way to defend.
Our secondary is really going to have a challenge this week. So let's hope Parrish Cox and Jason McCourty bring their A game onto the Titans receiving game.
Tajay Sharp proved to be the real deal. He's probably our number 1 legitimate threat at the wide receiver position. We're going to have to get Delaney Walker more involved earlier in this game. I know the Vikings probably game planned against him really well in the game against Minnesota, so it was difficult to get him the ball. But he's our best offensive weapon. And I don't know, it's kind of similar to the Lions receiving core. We've got a handful of balanced receivers that can do a little bit of everything, like Rashard Matthews. Andre Johnson is like the equivalent to Anquan Bolden at this point, I think. Kind of an old receiver, over the hill, but a big body.
As long as he doesn't drop wide open passes in the end zone. I think our receivers have the talent. I think overall we're a little bit younger, but I think the advantage goes with Detroit on this one too.
I have to
Better
agree with
balance,
you.
better strength in the receiving game.
More experience.
Okay, last up we have the defense. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about the Detroit. Oh, our Lions fan got tired.
Oh, you're going to sleep now. Yeah.
It's okay.
Their defense, I don't know a lot about it either. Unfortunately, I know they just signed Darius Slato, a big contract. He had a huge year for him last year. I forgot about this guy. They got that beast.
Ezekiel Ansah.
Ezekiel Ansah.
He's a beast, man.
DeAndre Levy back. He's a great linebacker for him.
They have Haloti
Nahata.
Nata.
I think it's a
Haloti Nahata.
silent G.
Haloti Nata. Yeah, their defense looks pretty stout if you're just looking at personnel across the board. Regardless, I think Mariota has the talent at the quarterback position no matter what defense he's coming up against. Regardless, I know we don't know a lot about Detroit, but I think it falls more on our offense getting the job done and not turning the ball over. Gotta take care of the ball. Hold on to that ball, Petey. Left side.
Strong side.
Left side.
Weak side.
What?
So, comparing their defensive talent and how well their defensive unit compares to the Titans' defensive unit, it's hard to say.
I mean, we're just going to have to go on how our defense played week 1, which was pretty good overall, not great. Our run defense was amazing against Adrian Peterson.
Instead of stopping an elite running back, we're going to have to stop a near elite Matthew Stafford.
Near elite.
He's on the fence.
That's a different
close.
conversation to be had in another video. We're going to see if we can stop the pass. I'll tell you this much. I think if we don't get a single sack, I think Stafford is going to tear us up. So we'll give the advantage to the Titans.
Plus, we need to give ourselves another check mark.
Slight advantage.
We're reaching here. We need something.
Regardless, this is going to be a tough game, a telling game for our defense and our offense. Can our offense turn it around from the poor performance we put up in the second half? And can our defense stop the pass? Stafford's a good quarterback. So let's go with predictions. Hey, you're back. He's back for predictions.
Oh, so no, you're ready to make your prediction now.
Okay, well, let's start with him. What's your prediction?
For my pick, I'm going with the Titans because I can't pick against my team. It's against my religion, so I think we are going to get the victory. I think it's going to be a little more of a higher scoring game. The offense is going to take care of the ball, thinking optimistically here, and we're going to get the win 28-24.
I am also going to go with the Titans as well.
Good choice.
Obviously, because the Titans are awesome.
Best team in the league.
I think our defense steps up this week. I think Jarrell Casey picks it up. We're actually going to have a pass rush since we don't have to focus on the run defense. And force Stafford into a few interceptions. It's not going to be high scoring. I still think it will be a little close just because our offense is still trying to work out some kinks. But I think we're going to take it 19-14. We know it's going to be a tough game, so the only way to decide is to once again ask the Madden gods, who shall win?
Please, I hope we win this time.
Unfortunately, they got it right last week.
They did.
So we'll have to see what it's going to be like this week. So obviously, the only way to decide who's going to be... He's bouncing.
Oh, you're all right? You're alive?
Well, we'll have to go get him for the game. All right, time for the Madden Challenge.
Bring it on.
It's on.
I ain't scared of you.
Bring it, boy.
Let's go. Huh? Yeah, what you got?
Thank you. I'm trying to play it real quick. Okay, get ready to kick off. Did you choose your kickoff?
We need to set a line.
Okay, Bishop, thank you.
All right, Bishop. Coming down.